What's up YouTube, it's your boy the Real Quinn Jr. and I'm back with another video on Naruto the Boruto Shinobi Striker. Today I'm going to be giving y'all 4 builds, one for each class, that will help you stop the current meta. If you don't know what the current meta is, if you've played this build, and when you play this build, sometimes it kind of just makes you want to rage. The build I'm talking about is Hazan Strike and Demon Hunter. I'm telling you, if you ever played this build, it just makes you want to. But hopefully after this video, you know a few more jutsu that can help you neutralize this build. But you already know how we do it. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. First, I'm going to show y'all how these certain jutsu interact to counter Demon Hunter and Hazan Strike, and then I'm going to give y'all my builds that I was running and give y'all a little bit of gameplay of that. So first, we're going to break down how these jutsu actually specifically counter Demon Hunter and Hazan Strike. So if you pay attention closely, you can see that Octopus Hug is able to stop Demon Hunter, and it also just completely disables the jutsu. This is one of the moves that you can get from Killer Bee's DLC. So then we move on to Hazan Strike, and if you notice, even with it activated, when you use Octopus Hug, if you use it at the right time, you can prevent your opponent from sealing your substitution and from taking any damage from you. And now we go to Almighty Push versus Demon Hunter, and this is the key thing. You eliminate Demon Hunter and you prevent your opponent from staying in the form where they're going to get health from slashing you. This is really key. And now we do Almighty Push versus Hazan Strike, and you see that we're able to just completely eliminate that jutsu. It has no effect on us. So now we switch over to the ranged jutsu, which is going to be Lightning Style Shuriken Net and Icicle Swallow. The Lightning Style Shuriken Net is just a stock jutsu, and the Icicle Swallow is what you get from Haku. So first we're going to be trying it up against Hazan Strike. And you see here, if you time it right, you're able to stop your opponent before they're able to hit you with Hazan Strike. We're just going to act like I'm not standing on a wall right now. This was the best way for me to get away from the CPU players. But as you see right there, the Lightning Style Shuriken Net was also able to stop Demon Hunter. And like I've said before, the key thing here is that you stop the jutsu and you also eliminated them from being in Demon Hunter state, which is very important, because if they're still in Demon Hunter state, they're still unflinchable and they can still attack you with super armor and get health back. So the fact that you take them out of this state basically makes the jutsu useless. So the next jutsu we go through is Icicle Swallow, and as you see right here, this jutsu also allows you to have momentary attack evasion. So if you time it perfectly, it's really honestly hard for this jutsu not to hit, as you see. When we go back through, what makes this jutsu so good is the fact that you create distance while also sending out a jutsu. You see right there, I'm able to just get out of it barely. But that's what makes this jutsu so good. And like I said, it also takes away that state. It basically eliminates the super armor from both of these jutsu. So this is probably by far one of my favorite jutsus to neutralize Demon Hunter and Hazan Strike, especially when it comes to playing as a range type. So for the healer build, it's definitely going to be a little bit more, well, a lot more difficult for this combo to land, and it's not really best in a survival mode setting, simply because neither one of these jutsu have good tracking, and it also takes a while for this combo to hit. So it fits better with like flag or base battle if you're defending something against somebody running Hazan Strike and Demon Hunter. But as you see, the key with this build is definitely going to be trying to get your opponent while they're stable or if they're coming at you. And that's what works perfectly with Demon Hunter and Hazan Strike, is both of these jutsu are linear jutsus. Your opponent's going to be coming at you in a straight line, so it'll be hard for them to dodge you. The next jutsu that we go into is also going to be one that's better in a straight line or if your opponent is coming at you. So next one we're going to be using is the mind transmission jutsu, which is Ino's ability you get from her DLC, and as you see, it basically renders your opponent useless and then you can hit them with an explosion. But for this to work properly, you're going to need to be still and you're not going to need people chasing you, kind of like how I have Killer B right now. And that's why I say that these builds are better suited for flag and base battle. So now we try it up against Demon Hunter. As you see, we stop him in his tracks and we also eliminate Demon Hunter, which works perfectly. And for the last two jutsu, we work on defense. The first jutsu is going to be wood style silent strangle jutsu, and you see right here, it's able to prevent 8 trigrams Hazan strike, and the opponent is stuck defenseless. So then we see if this jutsu is able to stop Demon Hunter, and we see here, you're able to stop it and you deactivate the effects of Demon Hunter. The one sore spot of these jutsu was 8 trigrams palm rotation. It was able to stop Hazan strike completely and there was no after effects. But when going up against Demon Hunter, you were able to stop the initial attack of Demon Hunter, but your opponent was still in Demon Hunter mode, and as you see right here, they can still rush you if you're fighting somebody that's good. So as you saw from the video, besides 8 trigrams palm rotation, all these jutsu were able to completely neutralize Demon Hunter and Hazan strike. And as I promised, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of live gameplay of these builds, because these builds also can't just be used only for Demon Hunter and Hazan strike. They're also pretty decent builds if you're just going to normal matches. Like I said, the healer build doesn't really do too well in survival mode, but I was still able to come in first with it. So for my builds, for the range build, I'm going to be using the Thunder Sword's Keeper Release, and my ninja tool is going to be Senbon. Note, you don't have to follow these builds specifically. My skills is going to be Spiteful Spirit, Clear Mind, and Battle Hardened. And my ninjutsu is going to be Lightning Style Shuriken Net and Ice Style Icicle Swallow, with my ultimate being Tsusuya Kuya, however you say that. As I stated before, the Lightning Style Shuriken Net is just a base jutsu that you can get from grinding missions. Meanwhile, the Icicle Swallow is something that you get from DLC from Haku, while the ult is Sasuke's ult, which you can also get from DLC, and it is the adult Sasuke. For the attack build that I ran, I used Lightning Speed and a Flash in Battle Hardened. My jutsu was Almighty Push with Octopus Hug, and my ultimate was Kurama Link Mode. My weapon was Ninja Tool's Chakra Claw, and my ninja tool was the Kunai. These jutsu, the Octopus Hug, you can get it from DLC of Killer B, while the Almighty Push is something that you can get from Pain from training under him and getting his ninjutsu. Whereas Kurama Link Mode is something that you get from the adult Naruto, which is, I believe, part of the adult Naruto and Sasuke DLC. For my defense build, I'm going to be using Lightning Speed again, Ready and Resolute, and Battle Hardened. My jutsu is going to be 8 trigrams palm rotation and wood style silent strangle jutsu, with my weapon being the Scientific Ninja Soul, Double Moon, and my ninja tool is going to be the Rasengan. These jutsu, you can get the 8 trigrams palm rotation from grinding missions, while the silent strangle comes from Yamato DLC. My ultimate Sage mode comes from Mitsuki. For my healer build, I'm going to be using Master of Medicine, Armed and Dangerous, and Battle Hardened. My weapon is going to be the Nine-Tailed Sword, and my ninja tool is going to be the Healing Seal, Type 2, with my ninjutsu being Mind Transmission Jutsu, Paralysis Jutsu, and my ultimate is going to be the Vapor Style Solid Fog Jutsu. Now, for this one, the skill is very important. Having Armed and Dangerous makes it easy for you to be able to spam your healing tags and get health back consistently. Since you won't be using a healing jutsu, you're definitely going to need to know how to get health some way, and using your healing tags would be the smartest way, since this is more of a combat healer build. So like I stated before, The healer build is the one that's a little bit more difficult to play with whenever you have to worry about other people trying to interfere. But it is still capable for you to actually be able to execute with this build. For the healer build, like I said, it's all about time. If you can combo it properly and catch your opponent off guard, then you can catch them just like I did. And then once you inflict the damage, you see what it does. But out of all these builds, the healer one is definitely the one that's the most tedious. But it's also pretty nice in survival mode because you don't really die a lot if you run this build the right way. It can get pretty irritating though whenever you're trying to cast a mind transfer jutsu and somebody ends up interfering. I'm not gonna act like that doesn't get irritating. But if you're patient with it and you just time it right, you can actually catch some people with it. The Vapor Fog Jutsu actually goes really well also, because lots of times people will go right outside of the fog and they'll wait for your fog to finish, and if you're waiting inside of it, you could probably catch somebody with your mind transfer jutsu. But as you see right here, the best way to get somebody with it is to hit them with the paralysis jutsu and then hit them with the mind transfer jutsu. It is a lot easier when they're isolated, but like I said, that's kind of hard to do whenever you're in survival mode. But this definitely can come in handy whenever you're in base battle. So you'll see right here in this clip that I actually end up catching somebody outside of my Vapor Fog, and you see that he was trying to use Chroma Link mode, well, the Hazan Rampage, and it knocks him out of his animation. So that's what I really like about the mind transfer jutsu. Basically can cancel out any jutsu if you hit them with it. The range build works pretty well in team settings, especially if you hit them with Icicle Swallow. It'll allow your enemy to hit them with a combo attack, and it can really make it easy to catch healers or people that are trying to run from you and your teammates. I will admit that the lightning style shuriken net, you gotta make sure that you're actually pretty close or that your opponent doesn't see you, because it is pretty easy to dodge. You see right here, I kinda got bailed out, and for some reason they didn't let his ult hit me, and then we got to hit him right back with it. That's Shinobi Striker for you. But all around, this build was actually pretty fun to play with. Like you see, you'll see right here, I hit him with the shuriken net, then I hit him with the icicle, and then we finish him off. But for some reason, one of my teammates got killed, so we still lost that one. That's what happens. The defense build was pretty cool. One thing I will say, it is pretty obvious whenever you're running the 8 trigrams bomb rotation, so you gotta make sure that you actually time that pretty well, especially when you're playing sweats like this guy right here. But we found a way to get him out of there, hit him with the silent strangle, and then we had to slash him up out of there. Like I said, I definitely did enjoy playing with the range build, and I probably will be using the Icicle Swallow on a lot more of my builds once I get a little bit better at running the jutsu. I didn't really like it at first because I thought that the accuracy on it was pretty bad, but I think it was also because I was using it the wrong way. Since it does have the evasive part on it, I feel like it is something that's meant to be used whenever somebody's rushing you, or it's meant to be used at close range. Just like that. You see how I caught him right when he was trying to rush me? Didn't follow up pretty well because he hit me with a sub, and I believe this guy was running the Uchiha Shuriken Jutsu, but we did what we could with this build. But guys, that's gonna be it for the video today. I gave y'all 4 builds, 1 from each class, and hopefully, these jutsu can help y'all figure out a way to get away from this meta that people have been running. I really appreciate y'all for clicking on the video today, and I'm gonna continue to try to keep with this schedule, posting weekly content, so y'all stay tuned. We're definitely gonna be having some really interesting content coming out soon. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Once again, all my socials are in the description, and comment on the video and let me know what other builds you want me to try to break down and try to find exploits. I know I plan on dropping some more builds on how to exploit certain jutsu that I see a lot of the community running, so definitely going to be giving out some more tips, because like I said, season 4 is announced and it shall be coming soon. And with the upgrades to Shinobi Striker Light, we'll probably get a lot of new characters, and new players coming to the game or returning players. So definitely gonna try to help y'all out as much as I can. Not the best player on Shinobi Striker, but I do try to get better at this game day by day. But once again, I appreciate y'all for clicking on in my video, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. We up.